It's Thursday for Casually Christian. It's if you've been watching my program on Casually Christian, we do a midweek update, and today is the day. So just to let you guys know, if I sound a little congested, I'm going through like this nasal. I think I have this nasal infection going on right now. I sound like just right here, um, but it's just driving me crazy. And if I sound muffled, it's because of that. Just letting you know. But I'm getting better. It's not COVID. I already tested, so I'm good. But anyways, the job hunt continues with me. I have a job interview this Friday as a medical records assistant. Documentation. And the lady I spoke to today, she sounded like very happy with my experience. She's like, but they're only offering $17 an hour. And I asked her, I'm like, look, can you guys offer 20 or $21 an hour? And she was hesitant. She's like, I don't really want to say, but she said they could make exceptions, but it really depends on the manager. And she said, uh, do you want us to set you up for a Zoom meeting this Friday? I said, sure. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. But yeah, so I'll let you guys know. I had like these two job interviews last week that they said they were going to call me this week to let me know where I was at. I really wanted to get this one. It was for like a CBD oil company here in Norwalk, and it's only 2 miles away, and they pay for what the hourly rate is what I want, and it's just around the corner, and it's CBD, and the guys seemed really friendly. They when after the interview was over, they says like, just to let you know, Christian, we're gonna have you do a second interview. So watch out for a phone call, and I haven't received that phone call yet. So I mean, you got to think about it. They're like it's a CBD oil place. They're probably like really relaxed. They're probably just like, huh? Like, oh yeah, the interviews. So I'll just follow up with them tomorrow. I'll let you guys know next week what's going on with my employment hunt. But you know what? If you guys also been watching, I don't know if you let me start all over again. If you guys know that I'm a writer, and this week I'm preparing, I'm doing a show, I'm preparing an exhibit this Friday at the Santa Fe Springs Swap Meet. I came out with a book about like 3 weeks ago, just as I lost my job. I came out with my book, and it's been going pretty good. Um, I wrote these stories around like 2015, and it's a continuing. It's still continuing. Like I recently released volume one with two short stories, and hey Anna, I hope you're doing good, Anna. Um, and the two other stories, they're already written. I just had to go through like a set of revisions with my editor, but the first volume is already out. And if you guys are interested, I'll put like a link here on this program to so you guys could check it out. But if you guys want to buy it in person, I'll sign it for you guys. I'll be at Santa Fe Springs Friday from 5 to 10, and until I sell out. I hope I sell out. That'll be a great day. That'll be great if I do sell out. But you know what I mean? It's gonna be tough because there's a lot of vendors. The swap meet, and people are picky if you're not like known. But it's all about like selling yourself. Having a good pitch, and just being hopefully personable. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know how everything is. How the Santa Fe Spring thing goes. But just to let you know, my story is called "The Late Hour: Stories for the Insomniac," Volume One. And volume two should come out sometime next year, maybe a little later. Let's see what happens. Because to tell you the truth, the volume one would have been out earlier. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was procrastinating because I during COVID I just I I stopped talking to my story editor, so it was just in limbo. I only did two revisions, and I still needed the final one. And then after COVID, like around 2021, I contacted my story editor, Ali Rose, and I was like, "Hey, let's finish what we started. Let's do the final revisions on the lead hour." And she did it. And after that, my process was that not just I got it back, and it was out on the internet because I already know myself. Like even though I was doing the corrections, and it was very like scary to get like your corrections from the story editor because it's a bunch of red marks. You know what I mean? It's like, damn. I hope what I mean, because it makes you feel like you're not I know like a lot of writers feel the same way. It makes you feel like not you're not a good writer because you're getting like you see it with a bunch of red marks, like, ah, fuck. But you know what, I was telling myself like this is everybody goes through this. But anyways, so I wish I would have not procrastinated so my father could have seen, me coming out with this book, because he was always asking me, he was like, "How's the book coming along?" And I told him, it's like, "Oh, I'm still, working on it, Dad." And I guess because my father passed away, I pushed myself to get it out there, because you just don't know what's going to happen the next day with you. You don't want to take life for granted, and sometimes we do. Sometimes we think we're always going to be around for a long time, but yeah, it's a labor of love. Check it out. I'll be at the Santa Fe Springs Swap Meet selling The Late Hour Volume One, and if you guys want, it's on Amazon for paperback or ebook. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, or was it Amazon Prime, you get Kindle Unlimited. You could read it for free. So that's great. Let's see what you guys are writing. I'm in Vegas this weekend. Otherwise, I'll be there. That's okay. I hope you win. I hope you win, big buddy. Uh, you know, keep me in mind if you do win $1 million. And Karen says, "Can we take pictures with you on Friday? We're excited to meet you." Yeah, like of course. Yeah, I want you guys to take photos. And my plan is, like, whoever purchases the book first, I would like to take a photo with, if it's either like a stranger or a friend. I'll take photos. With anybody who purchases my book who wants to. So it'll be great. But you know what? Um, let's go on to the news update. I don't know if a lot of people don't know about this filmmaker. His name is Jean-Luc Godard, and he's a French filmmaker, and he passed away this week at the age of 91. Actually, he didn't pass away. He got assisted suicide, like assisted, like he was he his life his he had health complications, and he was gonna live. He didn't want to live any longer because he was gonna live in pain. So they assisted him with suicide, and he passed away. Yes, the day before yesterday. He, like, if you guys don't know him, like, he is a big influence of, like, modern film, the way stories are told. He coined this phrase: movies have a beginning, middle, and an end, not necessarily in that order. And you have to think about it, like, think about Pulp Fiction, the Christopher Nolan pictures. And he had this, at the time, back in the 1960s, before the 1960s, Hollywood productions, they were overblown, they were bloated, and they were making these big productions. Like, they had to build the sets, and they had to use contract actors, crew, and so these film critics in France, they were, complaining about, it's like, oh, the productions in the states, they were overblown, and they didn't say anything. So they started making movies on their own, and they started an era called the French New Wave. And what that means is that these filmmakers, which were they were critics turned into filmmakers, and the most popular one was Jean Luc. Basically, it means they were making a movie with literally nothing. They only had it was a camera, a few actors, a little crew, little, like, no equipment. They just used the lights, and, like, they shot wherever they were able to shoot. Which they didn't build anything. They were shooting, like, in literally, like, in the cafes or in the streets, and they were doing everything in handheld. And it was like, what's it called? Guerrilla style, that very beginning of guerrilla style. And they were making influential films. And John Luke, he created this camera sequence called the jump cut, which, if you guys don't know, the film terminology of that. It basically, this is the setup. Like, just imagine, like, a mailman going towards the front door. I mean, you could just shoot him, like, just tracking him towards the front door, but with, like, a jump cut, you track him like he starts from the beginning, and then we jump to the middle, and then we jump to him, at the door. That's, like, as simple me explaining what a jump cut is. And everybody uses that that film style. It's part of, like, that film language now. And yeah, like, like, he's even though, like, a lot of people don't know about him, he had a major influence on the way movies are made today, and the whole, like, independent world. So yeah, that's, like, one of my favorite movies that he directed. I remember watching this in film school, and it had, like, the reason I liked it because it was about a prostitute, and she was trying to find her way in life, and she was talking to one of her John Does, and they're having, like, they're talking, like, in a cafe, and the old man was saying, it's like, like, you're 25, and people think that once you're 25, you know everything. But the reality is, like, you're still a kid. You're still exploring life. You're still like you're figuring out who you are at 25. It's like, and that really hit me. Being young, being like 20 years old, like that. An adult. I was still maturing. I was still growing up, and that movie spoke to me. And it was all like I was reading this in the subtitles. It was in dubbed, and that movie is called Vive sa vie, and that translates. It's French, but it translates to Live Your Life. It's a Criterion Collection. I think you guys should check it out. It's a really good movie, shot in black and white, and if you look at it, it's subtitled. It's not dubbed. If it is dubbed, I would rather read it because so you could get the feel of that movie, how it's supposed to look and feel. But yeah, rest in peace, all I can say. And yeah, and it's kind of strange, like. Um, Now moving on to the next one. Now we have King George. King George, I'm sorry, King Charles. He's now the king of England, and I don't know if you guys seen these videos where he's getting all flustered because his pen's leaking, and he's all like, he's throwing like a hissy fit. And as did you guys see that video where like um, they're doing like this parade? They had like the Queen Elizabeth like in the hearse, and Prince Andrew is behind, and some guy started shouting like, "Prince Andrew, you are a sick person," and like he started shouting because the whole Epstein scandal, and he's out there in public, and of course he got arrested. That guy was shouting at the prince, and yeah, it's just it's like it's crazy. It's a crazy time right now. Like people who influenced the world, they're passing away. Like this the senior citizens are passing away, uh, which is crazy. It's nuts. Let's see. What area are you going to be on Friday? Well, I'm going to be at the very back of the swap meet. Now, how like in the front, the front is where the screen is at. Like like since it's a drive-in, that's the front. I'm gonna be literally all the way in the back in the small space because it was the only space that they had available on Friday, and I have a lot of things to put together, um, and I hope I feel better. I've been taking like a lot of vitamin C, like a lot of stuff, so I could feel better. I'm getting better, but I hate feeling sick, but yeah, that's where I'll be at the very back. But it's gonna be busy because Fridays are very very busy, and I think being in the back will benefit me because they have live band, and if I'm somewhere like in the middle or even close to the band, me trying to describe pitch my story to a patron, uh, it's gonna be lost because I'll be just shouting at them. It's like, and then he goes on this late night walk, like it's not gonna sound good. So at least I'm gonna be like in the back where I could have like a normal conversation with whoever stops by on the table. Oh, and also John, my boyfriend, he's going to be selling his embroidered shirts. It's going to have Pokemon, some Starbucks different logos. It's going to be like he's going to be selling embroidered T-shirts and embroidered sweaters for 15 or $20, something like that. Just come down, just check us out, and have a good time. But yes, on another update, well, guess what? These rascally GOPs, man. Lindsey Graham originally said that he just wanted the states to take care of the abortion law, but now this week he said that he wants to propose this national ban on people who are over 15 weeks pregnant, and it's going to be like stricter than what's going on right now with the Roe versus Wade being struck down. It's going to be a tougher law, and like he basically backtracked what he was saying. That he was saying like the states should take care of it, but now he's saying he wants it to be a federal law that after 15 weeks, anybody who gets an abortion is going to get prosecuted. The doctor and the lady, and it just goes to show you that you shouldn't trust a politician. You shouldn't any of them, like the Republicans or the Democrats. They don't mean what they say, man. Like they always have this other agenda that benefits them and not benefits. It doesn't benefit the people. And yeah, it's time to vote these people out. But yeah. Oh, and also let's see where we're at. Uh, I saw the Pinocchio movie last Thursday. I watched it by myself because John fell asleep. Not because like he found it boring. It's just like his friends came over before I started watching Pinocchio, and they got a little hammered. They were drinking the White Claws. I didn't drink. and I wanted to watch the movie, and you know what? It was visually, it was fantastic. It was like eye candy. It was. I don't want to give too much away, so I mean, there was a really cool part in, when Geppetto, he's a clockmaker. He's like a wood. He's a wood carver, puppet maker, and all his clocks on the wall, just when you start seeing the shots of the close-up shots of the cuckoo clocks in the beginning of the movie, pay very close attention. That's all I'm going to say. There's Easter eggs on all of those cuckoo clocks, and it was really great. It was fun to watch that. But I guess for me, like that movie, it was okay. Like if it was if this was the first time you watching Pinocchio, that sucks. If you want to watch Pinocchio for the first time, watch the animated movie. And if your kids never seen Pinocchio, like the Disney Pinocchio, let them watch the animated movie, because this one's not. It doesn't compare to the classic. And of course, nobody. No, of course, it doesn't. But there. What I didn't like about the movie wasn't. Wasn't like the CGI or even Pinocchio or anything like that. It was more like Tom Hanks' uh, performance. It was like this is like a pun, and it's intended. His performance was hollow and wooden. But yeah, like he just seemed very stiff. Like his acting in that movie felt very awkward, forced, And I was thinking about it, I was like, wow, man, like why did it feel that way? Why did Tom Hanks is such a great actor? Why wasn't he good in this movie? And I was thinking about it as like maybe because he wasn't acting with another actor, because like he probably was just acting with like some guy holding like a tennis ball, and they're saying like this is Pinocchio, I like pretend he's talking, and I think that affected his performance, because if he was actually acting with like a physical, like a real person, like his acting would be there, let's see, live actions are never as good, yeah, and it's just like I think that's why his performance was stale. Because he wasn't really acting with like a performer. He was just working with a CGI tennis ball. Um, but another thing that I really like about the movie is that there like the monstro thing, and it's just like certain things that I didn't think were too. That I didn't like it too much. I just like the original version, because the Blue Fairy only made one appearance in this movie. But like what I found interesting in this movie, Pinocchio, is that like Pinocchio, he goes to school, and he stops and he stops because he gets curious about this thing that's on the ground, and it's a pile of shit. It's a pile of shit, and he stops in his tracks, and he looks at it. He's very curious, and he smells it, and he backs away. He's like, and I thought to myself, like, why did he do that? Why did Robert Zemeckis do that? And then about like a minute later, Pinocchio meets Honest John. And I was thinking about it after I watched the movie. So, oh, I see what they were trying to do. They were saying like Pinocchio could spot like like he sees smells shit, he sees it, he sees shit, he smells shit. He knows it's bad for you. He backs away. But people usually who are pieces of shit don't look or smell bad. And Honest John, he tempts him, and he wants to sell him to Stromboli, and I thought that was a really cool, like you had to think about it. What did the filmmakers I just have to say about that? That you can't always tell who is a piece of shit. You have to be careful. Yeah, let's see who else. Yeah, nobody else is commenting, but I think from one being the worst, 10 being the best, I would give it like a 6. Yeah, like Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jiminy Cricket, he was okay. I was a bit like cringy, like his voice, but it was okay. I just want what I want. I want I want to own like a Pinocchio puppet, like that, the live version of it, uh, just so I can have it. But yeah, it was okay. I think I'll probably check it out one more time, just to see if maybe I missed anything. But it was okay. What's right now? What's the controversy with Disney is the Little Mermaid. I know. I know if you're living under a rock, you probably you didn't see the Little Mermaid trailer, but I'm pretty sure everybody has seen it at this point. But everybody, of course, the conservatives, they're like up in arms because a black actress is playing, a white character, the white character in the animated movie. And I frankly don't care. It's like it's a fiction movie. It's a fairy tale. They want to like they want to have inclusivity. So it doesn't bother me at all. But there's a lot of people. I mean, like, what did it say? Like, I read this article where the trailer was out in like not even a day, and it got 1 million and point two dislikes in one day on YouTube. So that says a lot. That's a lot of racist people. Yeah. It was just I guess when you start messing with people's like like the what's called the classics that they love, people get upset with it. But it's a different. I guess you just have to accept it. It's just the way things are now. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I saw this clip that was leaked online where Ariel's singing, like a part of that world, and wow, she delivered it, man. She was like really like it was fucking beautiful, Um, yeah, you hear them laughing in the background. They're not laughing about me. They're laughing about some TikTok video that they're watching. I see the original classics will never be replaced. Yeah, and then like Disney, they're like, what's that? Like the snake is eating itself. They're just like they have all this, they have all these animated movies. Like, you know what? Let's do the easier route. Let's remake all our movies into like live action pictures. But yeah, I heard this rumor that they were gonna stop doing the live action movies. We'll see where it goes after the Little Mermaid movie. But I'll check it out. The Little Mermaid is not gonna be streaming. It's actually gonna be in theaters. So I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna make what's it called? It's gonna do gangbusters. I think that's what's gonna happen. Let's see what else has been going on around the this crazy world. Um, well, nothing like nothing that comes to mind. And it's finally like the weather's easing up. We're falling into October, and I cannot wait for like like Halloween, man. And I cannot wait for like October because I've been doing this tradition on Casually Christian where we watch scary clips for the month of October, and I'm already collecting the scariest clips that I've been watching, so we could watch them. Maybe just a little, like maybe like three or four clips, like during our midweek updates, just so we could get that spooky feeling because it only comes once a year, and but yeah, like I'll let you guys know, and let's see what Deb says. Oh, your birthday is coming. Oh yeah, my birthday. Yeah, it's gonna be like a month away, and your birthday too, Karen. Your birthday's coming up because we're both Scorpios. Let's see, it wasn't supposed to be done. Walt Disney never wanted remakes or live actions of the animated versions. Well, Walt, like my friend Art said perfectly. Like if Walt Disney was alive, he'll be turning over his grave because I think they took down the like what's it called, the that tree house that they had at Disneyland, and they turned into Tarzan, the Swiss Robinson's tree house, and I think they actually like they took it out completely. It's not there anymore, and that was like one of his favorite attractions. Walt Disney, that was one of his favorite things, because that was the one of the original attractions there at Disneyland. They took it down. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't gone to Disneyland forever, guys. But if you guys have free tickets, please let me know. um, but yeah, you know what's crazy? Uh, since Karen said something about my birthday, I was watching City Slickers with Billy Crystal. I know the movie's already 30 years old, and the beginning sequence it was so funny because I woke up, and John and Alex they just barely started watching the movie, and I come out, and they already had breakfast, and I was I sit down and started eating breakfast, and we're starting watching the beginning movie of City Slickers, and now mind you, I haven't seen this movie in a very, very long time, and then Billy Crystal, he's in bed, and then he gets a phone call like at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then it's his mom. It's like, "Oh, hey, honey, just to let you know," I was like, "Happy 39th birthday!" And then it's like, oh, and then like he wakes up, and he's completely like he's sulking that he's 39, and then as he was sulking because he was 39, uh, Alex looks at me, starts laughing because I'm gonna be 39 in November, and then like it's just so weird. I watched this movie when I was a kid, thinking it's like, wow, Billy Crystal's 39. And now here I am going to be 39, feeling kind of the same way Billy Crystal felt in that movie, because like he goes to a, what's called a career day for at at his kid's school, and he's, just laying out like all his grief about like getting old. It's like, yeah, your 20s just fly by. Your 20s is a blur. Your 30s, you like you go through the racket of life, and then by the time you're 40, you're the people that you went to high school, they're having grandkids. They have grandkids, and like before you know it, you're in the grave. And I'm like, wow, like am I such is my personality, does it come from these movies that I watched? You know what I mean? It's like just so kind of like bummed out that they're getting older. And like the way he read that monologue in that kid's school was like kind of like my personality. You know what I mean? And I think that's where I got it from. Yeah, you're a baby still, but you know what? Not at all. No, I'm gonna be 39. I'm gonna be, it's my last year being in my 30s, and then I'm gonna be 40. I'm gonna be 40, sophisticated like wine. But yeah, but you know what, guys? You know what? We also, just to like before I wrap it up, we have our next episode of Casually Christian lined up. We're going to talk about anxiety. We're going to talk about how you could deal with anxiety. I'm going to have my friend Paul. I reconnected with him last Friday. I haven't seen him in 20 years, and we were talking about having him come on my show to talk about anxiety, because both him and me have been dealing with it. And he said he's still totally down to do it. And I'm also going to have a social worker to come down to talk about anxiety as well. It's going to be a really informative episode. It's trying to break down the stigma of having having panic attacks, anxiety, depression. It's important to talk about it, so it won't consume you. It will be We're gonna try and make light of this issue, because I think like if you guys watch our episodes, we keep it humorous, but you also get down to serious stuff, and then we go back to the laughs. So it's gonna be a good episode. We're I'm s- I'm s- I'm seeing if September 24th, it's gonna be a Saturday, if the social worker Christine is available that day, and she's gonna get back to me. But so far it seems like we're gonna have it on the 24th, and I'll let you guys know more about it as the day approaches. But until then, you can always follow me on Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. We have all our episodes on Spotify. If you're not following right now, please do so. Help us grow our community. It gets my lovely voice out there. And yeah, you could check out the past interviews of Casually Christian, and so you can look forward to the next one. But yeah, all right, guys. Well, that is our show. I'll let you guys know how my event went. Is going to go on Friday. I'll post some videos up on Casually Christian to let you know what I'm doing, how it's going. See if you guys are interested, just check me out. But until next time, guys, I'll see you guys soon. And yeah, watch a good movie and let me know about it. Bye, guys.